Welcome back to Two Halves, Two Innings Cricket. This episode is sponsored by Snaptech, specialists in sports vision. So, boys, disappointing game for us. India lose again. I'd say at home. Fourth test out of six. Go on, Rohit,
Exactly.
over to you.
Oh man, I mean, this is. I had a very bad Sunday today. I woke up early to watch the game. I thought we'll win it, and then we end up losing that game. I knew as soon as they scored 100 plus, I said, "Oh my god!" That 100 plus on that wicket is like 300, chasing 300. I remember the last time we lost when we needed to win 120 was against West Indies. In West Indies, and that we should have won that game as well, but that wicket was really tough to bat on. It was a proper fast bowling pitch, and this was spinning pitch again. All-rounders. I know we're going to talk about it, but for now I'm going to leave it here. I'm very, very disappointed today.
No, get off your chest, Rohit. Come on.
No, we will talk about it. I know a little bit we talked
Good
about
to
in the
talk.
first. I know it's good to talk, but Ajay, what are your thoughts? I'm gonna put it to Ajay first.
I mean, I've already made my video about today's test. Like yourself, I was very disappointed, and obviously we were talking in the group. It was 123 to get. Like, come on, even like a third team or under 18s team can probably get 120. But I understand the pitch was hard, and a lot of commentators, even like Ravi Shastri, were saying like he's seen Eden Gardens for a long time, and he said it was probably one of the worst state of the pitches. It doesn't look like it's been watered for a while. It was very dry. It was spinning a lot, but there were some rough patches as well. So it made it a bowler's paradise, but an absolute nightmare for the batters. And you know what? Credit to the South Africa team. Firstly, I mean, Temba Bavuma. So Bavuma, obviously, he's got some stick, and I think even Jesse Bai said sorry to him. But he obviously top scored with 55 runs in that second innings to help South Africa post a total, which again, you would have thought as a neutral, that should be easy at home soil for India. They've been playing on these type of pitches. But how did we make it look so difficult? Again, shot selection, the batting order. I don't know what, the idea of putting Washi at 3. Obviously, Gill was retired hurt, so we lost a batter there. It was not a good day for the India side. And like I said, man, I was enjoying apple crumble the night before, and even that held itself together better than this India lineup. Honestly, it was shocking. These batsmen were folding like Deccan chairs, man. Honestly, it was awful to see. Like when I was watching the highlights and just the loss of the wickets. Some obviously good bowling from the spinners from South Africa. But, some of the shot selection, you just thought to yourself, guys, you've got 2 more days. Like, I know we're not asking you to bat the whole 2 days, but just take it easy. What was Akshar Patel doing, trying to hit 6-4, 6? And then he got out on the just like you were on the 4th ball or you're on the 5th ball. Yeah. Maybe just defend it and then go for a single on the next one so you can keep strike. I just don't understand the mentality of these players. I don't know if it's been instilled by the coach or the batting coaches as well, trying to finish the game off. I mean, if you want to go more explosive, then somebody like Rishabh Pant or Dhruv Jurel should have taken it upon themselves to play the more expansive shots. So then if they did get out, at least the target was only 13 or 14 to get. But Jella,
But the thing is, Ajay, what's the point of playing explosive cricket when you've got 2.5 days left of the test? The pitch is the way the pitch is. I mean, I don't think it's overly spinning pitch. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. No, but the bouncers the seamers got more wickets than the spinners.
No, but I think the wicket was very dry. Then the thing is, with these kind of wickets, I don't think these are the right kind of wickets we need in India. We need the pitches, like proper Indian pitches. I think Wasim Jaffer shared on his tweet as well today. 2016, 2017, when we had, because our spinners, I know there's no disrespect, but if you see the caliber of our spinners is better than any other spinners. So what happens with these kind of pitches is that the spinners from other countries become like Shane Warne, because you don't know what's going to happen after we pitch the ball, which way is going to turn. And it's become really difficult for the batters. You can see, this pitch warranted a courageous test match like batter like Bavuma did. Proper, stay on the crease, play the ball as late as possible. Don't worry about scoring 6s or 4s. Put proper application into it and make it harder for others to take wickets like Pujara did, like Rahul used to do. Right? At the moment, what happened? Everyone was trying to score.
Gautam's post-match interview. Did you hear it? he defended the pitch. He said the pitch was as he wanted. He didn't see any issues with the pitch. He said that the players need to learn how to defend well and how to handle pressure. But, he came across quite well, I thought. The one thing that he said that I've got issue with is that he said it's a young team and he lacks experience. So I suppose obviously with the exception of Jesse and Rishabh's still quite experienced in Test match arena, and Jadeja,
KL,
and KL.
Siraj.
So I mean, when I heard that, I thought, well, this is the team that you've selected as part of the selection committee. So are you having a sly dig at someone else, or are you kind of just put your hands up? But then if that's the case, if he's in that transition phase, then you have to accept that, that they're not maybe going to be able to handle the pressure right, or they're not going to be able to defend well, because they're coming from the mentality of gung ho cricket like they are doing in T20 and the 50 over ODI game. So it's a mental shift, isn't it? As you know very well, to the listeners and kind of both of you, that it's a test match for a reason. It's about that kind of mental and physical strength and learning to adapt. But they just didn't do that, did they, today? Which is very disappointing. They shouldn't have lost. I agree with you, Rohit. I thought, you saw the scores, and I knew obviously if the wickets are tumbling as they are after day one, then it's not going to be a high-scoring game. You'd think home advantage, that they'll see it through. But as we said at the start, hats off to the South African captain. 10 out of 11 tests he's won. OJ alluded to, he's the only one who actually got more than a 50 in the game from both sides. And the reality is that's the reason why they World Test champions, because they've got that kind of never say die attitude. Success breeds that kind of mentality. It helps, doesn't it? When you're successful, it helps to breed that kind of winning togetherness, fighting mentality.
I think there's more to it with obviously the fighting mentality, but then also just like understanding the conditions and understanding the scenario. I mean, it was a toss that South Africa won and wanted to bat first, and obviously they made a great understanding of what that third day pitch would look like, and obviously put in a total of only about 120 odd. You would have thought for India, bowling South Africa out for 159 in the first innings, they would have said that's great, fair enough. We're bowling first. Our seamers have done well. Jesse, 5-wicket haul, and obviously we alluded that that it may have been more of a spin friendly pitch. But then obviously to only make 189 in the second innings, you would have thought, it would have been nice to capitalised and made 300 or so. But obviously, like you said, this pitch may have not been that type of pitch to give 300. What my kind of issue is obviously the fact is like, right, under Gautam Gambhir, we're not having a really good record. This is like how many? I think there was a stat that was showing that I think from 2014 to 2022, we only lost about 4 tests or something like that at home. 2 tests under Kohli and that team. And already between 2022 and 2025, we've lost 4 out of 6. Yeah. So this it's not looking good, is it? If you take that into like any kind of managerial or head coach job, you're thinking, hang on, this is unprecedented. And we're meant to be having the generation of Indian cricket where we're supposed to be very dominatory, like we're killing it in the white ball. But look at, we've lost the BGT after 10 years. We've lost an ODI series versus Sri Lanka. We've lost a home test series after 12 years. We didn't qualify for the WTC. And we've drawn against England at home, which fair enough, we probably agree that was a great achievement, but they were there for the taking. And we lost the ODI series to Australia recently, and they didn't have their full squad. It was pretty much like their B team. And this is all under Gautam Gambhir. These are not looking like very good statistics and reading at all. And I know we've all been a bit, but give him time, transition. But this is cricket, and you don't get much time as well either. I mean, we're the best team apparently. In the white ball format. We've got players ranked number 1 for ODIs and T20s. And test as well. We should be excelling at this. We've got the Ranjit Trophy. You got Gurunair hitting hundreds, and getting absolutely shone. I am just worried about this combination of Ajit Agarkar and Gambhir maybe being a bit too selective and a bit too personal with their decisions, and not making it about the country, making it about what they want in the team rather than what's best for the team itself and Team India. That's my take on it.
Before I say anything, I love your mic, Ajay. Great improvisation.
I need to bring it closer. Apparently, I've been told off.
So now, coming on to your point, in between, they won the Champions Trophy and they won the Asia Cup as well. So, ICC tournaments we had. And I totally agree on the one point that the team combinations, if you see, we were very unfortunate that Gill got injured. That 30 run, he could have scored that 30 runs and we could have won the game.
You think so?
Unfortunate. We think so, yeah. So hypothetically, if you see that, right? Unfortunate, but that happens in cricket. But the other 7 or 8 players, I know they filled up with all-rounders, so we can bat till 8. But what's the point then? If we can't score 120 runs, what's the point of having 8 all-rounders? I'm not saying 8, but if you see, who were our just batters, full-time batters? Rahul, Jaiswal, Gill.
Jurel.
Jurel is a wicketkeeper batter, so he's kind of an all-rounder, right? So if we say proper batters, we didn't have proper batters. So if we go by the old style Test cricket, or how we say Test cricket is, we need to have at least 5 batters, specialist batters, 1 wicketkeeper, and maybe 4 bowlers, and maybe the 1 batter we have is the proper genuine all-rounder, like Kapil Dev or Hardik Pandya or Ian Botham, those Imran Khan, those are proper genuine all-rounders who can bat and who can bowl, both as good as the other. So that's what we call a genuine all-rounder. We don't want part-time all-rounders. I mean, Jadeja is a genuine all-rounder. He can bowl well and he can bat. But Jadeja is better suited to Indian condition, which is fine. So if we see,
he showed his promise in England as well. I have to. I won't downplay Jadeja's achievements. I think probably he is one of the best rounders, if not the best, in this current modern generation of cricketers. I don't think that there's anyone else. If you look at Ben Stokes, is heroic sometimes in England whites, but I would say that Jadeja is probably one of the best all-rounders. So I think he definitely has a shoe-in for this team. I just wish he was a bit younger. Again, the question is going to be, who do we replace him with? Is it Sundar? Is it Akshar?
Yeah, exactly. I forgot one person's name is Callis, Jack Callis. For me, he's the best all-rounder ever, right? So, but if you see this, right, now we played Sundar at number 3. We did not let him bowl. He only bowled 1 over in the test match because we had 5 bowlers. He was the 6th bowler. So normally what happens is, like we talked about in a Hindi one as well, that 6th bowler doesn't get more, or 5th bowler doesn't get too many overs because test cricket mainly played, but sometimes 4 bowlers are fine. But if you see, he did not even bowl. He's amazing off spinner. He could have got 2 or 3 wickets like he did in T20. But why we did not let him bowl? Just because he was batting at 3? Because we didn't want to get him tired by bowling? So because number 3 is a proper pressure situation. You know, you're coming at 1 down, you need to bat well at that point.
But then his bowling style is not one that's going to be vigorous on the body compared to like Ben Stokes or, you know.
Yeah, true.
Compared to Seamer or Hardik Pandya. That's going to add much more. I'm not saying it's easy, by the way. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that when you compare it to a seamer, you know, the pressure and the energy exerted by the seamers is a lot more compared to kind of the spin.
True. But I was very surprised when he only bowled 1 over. I said, why are we not letting him?
Yeah, they didn't bowl well in the second innings, really, did they? Especially the spinners. And it's interesting, actually, you know, we're talking about spin-friendly tracks. I think this is the 3rd or 4th over spin-friendly track, allegedly, and we lost. So India having problems playing spin?
Yeah, I think wicket was wrong. I do believe wicket was wrong. We
can't. And the shot styles.
Yeah, no good. Because with these kind of pitches, the spinners from overseas become like Shane Warne, like I said earlier.
Yeah, you said, yeah.
You know, because our batters are now not good at playing spin, unfortunately.
Why?
They go better by playing. I don't know.
What's
It's
changed?
T20. I mean, if you know, I read KP's tweet this morning. What a wonderful tweet that was. He said it's actually a systemic issue because nowadays players get paid, which is good. You know, he said, yeah, which is amazing, but you get applause, you get everything if you score a 6, if you score a 4, because T20 mindset. You don't get applause if you defend the ball.
Yeah, boring. Remember the England fans at Edgbaston?
Yeah,
they were calling Indian fans boring.
Yeah,
you know, we were playing Test match cricket. We weren't playing T20. We weren't playing ODI. You know, Dheeraj and I were there, and we just couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, but if you see the Lord's Test, they actually did slow down.
Exactly.
They actually batted like test game.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's how they won.
Anyway, so what were the...
I was going to say, it's a very interesting trend, maybe obviously with the Bazball era that England have kind of, you know, pushed with Brendan McCullum. Is that kind of rubbing off maybe a little bit on India in the test format? And even if you look to the West Indies series, I mean, obviously no disrespect to the West Indies, but they've had a bit of a torrid time in their test match. Maybe I thought that test match series for us would have been something that propels us and gives us a bit more confidence. But this game has just totally just brought us back down to reality. under Gautam Gambhir. And like I said, it needs to look back at the drawing board, because in the WTC now, we're not looking very good. Our PCT is looking quite poor now. If you look at South Africa, have only played like 3 matches, and their PCT is a lot higher than ours. And obviously Australia, I think, is sitting top. So we're not even going to win this series. Obviously, it's going to be a draw because it's only 2 games.
Exactly.
And then where do we go from there? And where are all the questions going to come from? If we don't perform well in the next game and South Africa win again, there's got to be something. There's got to be a call on from the BCCI and in terms of Gambhir, honestly, because I don't feel like I think there's something, like you said, systemically wrong. Whether the Gill captaincy, that's going to be a question, because obviously if he's not going to captain the next game, and obviously I hope he has a good recovery, because apparently there were reports that he was in ICU or he was being taken to hospital.
He's been discharged, but he's still a big deck for the second round.
Yeah, so if Rishabh Pant is going to be the captain, standing captain, what changes would he do? So who's going to come in at number 3 then, if there's no Shubman?
She's there.
Well, someone or 4th, or whoever's going to be the replacement for Shubman, and then that's going to be interesting.
So to give credit to Washi, he played well actually.
Didn't he face the most amount of balls or something in the?
He scored most runs, I think, both innings.
No, I think the number of balls he faced as well.
To give him credit, he actually batted well. Maybe they're thinking him as a number 3 or number 4 in the future, or proper replace Jadeja in the future.
Yeah, but right, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're a number 3 batsman in India, you and Ajay, okay, and it's not as if we're short of them, you'd be thinking, what the hell's going on here? Why am I being not even looked at, and I'm being replaced by someone who's not a specialist? If he's always played number 3 in his life, that's different.
I think domestic cricket he played higher up.
He played number 3, okay.
Yeah. And sometimes he opened for Tamil Nadu as well.
Okay, that's fair enough then.
Yeah.
All right, then, we're all doomy and gloomy. Any positives? I think someone referred to it a moment ago that obviously it was good to see Jesse back. He got a 5-4, and he seems to be back to his best after the ODI as well. So that's about 3 games now. He's played well. Anything else?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. I'm not as gloomy and depressed as you lot. I think it's good to see Rishabh Pant back in the whites for India as well. In tests in the first team. It's good to see that. So hopes for the next test. So it's not long. It's on the 22nd. So that's Saturday. So is it Guwahati? I don't know much about the pitch.
Guwahati,
You got any insight on that? What that pitch is like?
Yeah, I think I don't know. Yeah, hopefully it's like our old pitches, Indian pitches, which is spin friendly, but it's not like really rough like this one, Eden Gardens one, where anyone can basically just like you unlucky, because as a batter, I was talking to our Hindi when I was talking about Hindi podcast as well. My co-host over there was talking about you can judge line and length. I really liked what he said. He said you can judge line and length, but because pitch is so bad, you can't do anything. The ball can turn either way, right? So it's really hard to bat on these kind of wickets. Yeah. So he said like it's good to have a good pitch, which then where our spinners, because they have more skills, they can use those skills then, which other bowlers don't have. This is how Kuldeep can get better wickets. This is how we can, like we used to be. That's how we did not lose many tests in the last, from whatever, Ajay, you mentioned, till 2022, didn't lose. So I don't know what the pitch is going to be like, or we will find out on 22nd.
Talking about the pitch then, Rohit, is it worrying them? Because as I said, Gautam Gambhir said that he personally had no issues with the pitch. It was created as he wanted.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's expecting too much to win the toss. But then, you know how unlucky we are with tosses. We never win the toss.
Yeah. Isn't it always about controlling the controllables? You can't. I know it's a 50-50 chance, but still, as you said rightly, we haven't been very successful on the toss wins, in any format of the cricket.
Yeah, but maybe Gautam is surprised as well to lose this test match. He wasn't expecting this kind of maybe pitch which turned out, or our batting display from it, especially when we had 8 kind of batting till 8. We had many on.
He spoke highly of Washi, KL, and obviously Bavuma.
Bavuma won the game.
He said, they were the ones who appeared to be handling the pressure well and playing sensibly. Is what basically what
Akshar did not play sensibly, unfortunately. He could have taken a single.
He went T20.
He went T20, unfortunately. He scored 16 runs already. Take a single, boy. Just see one ball to cover, to defend, and that's it. The next over, score runs again.
Exactly
but unfortunately, he gave the wicket away. I was disappointed.
But the thing is, boys, as we know, that it's always easy when we're sat in our armchairs. You don't know what's going through the minds of these professionals. When they're on the pitch.
Yeah,
Although, again,
the thing,
it wasn't
about it was just just
Gambhir.
just interrupt. Like there was one shot I think Dhruv Jurel did in the second innings, and he was caught near the boundary, and there was only one man there, and it was just a medium pace, mid pitching ball bouncer, and he just decided to do a swing shot at it, and basically hooked it all the way to the man near the boundary line. And these are the type of shots that you don't need to be playing a test. You've got so many ample opportunities just to score singles. So I understand, obviously, like you said, we're not there, but these professionals are doing it in nets day in, day out. And cricket, it's not like that kind of like it's a one moment type of sport where you've only got a second decision to kind of make. Fair enough, it is, but you've already preempting that shot in your mind and you're understanding that situation. And maybe it needs to come from like Gambhir at the head coach and say, sir, keep your head down, just defend the ball, relax, just play sensibly. There's no need to smack it, So these are things I think the head coach should be instilling more so. And the players need to read the situation a bit better. Like play good shots when the ball is loose. When you're only chasing 120, you don't need to be smacking every single shot or reverse sweeping like Rishabh Pant was doing as well. There's no need to be playing these type of shots in this situation, I think, personally.
Yeah. But Ajay, what could have happened is I could see, the ball did not come at the pace he expected to.
Yeah.
Because he
It's
was
too early.
quite short. Yeah, he was too early to score.
But exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
But just with it, then don't. What you're thinking about it is maybe just tap it gently rather than trying to hoof it
Trying to hit it.
out of the boundary, and then he got caught.
Well, I mean, the thing is,
single
this
fielder.
is where the coach ends his. This is where the coach ends his money. He's got 2.5 days extra to kind of prepare for the next Test match. So let's see how they analyze the game and what learnings they take away.
Yeah. Can I say something else as well? Remember, I don't know if you guys remember when Shastri had in Johannesburg, Joburg, the last Test match against South Africa, the pitch was very bad at that time, and they were thinking to just say abandon the game. Kohli said, no, we are not fearful. We don't fear. We're gonna play this game. We are okay to play. And Shastri, I don't know if it was after this game or before this, they gave an interview. The Shastri said, we wanna take pitch out of the side. We don't care what pitch is. In Hindi, if you say, Bhaad mein jai, we want to look after,
Yeah, he said that.
We want to do what we want to do. We want to win the game, every game. Doesn't matter what kind of pitch we have. It's fine to have that mentality, but you need to have application. But you have to have application to play these kind of pitches. Yeah. These pitches are not easy to play on.
It's about being adaptable. It's okay having a formula, a cut and paste job, but you can't cut and paste what works in T20, what works in ODI to what will work in Test, because it's different format of the game and the ball's different, the skill sets are different, the mindset's different, the pressure's different. There's so many different things that you need to think about, and but then as I said, Goti said it's a young side, but
hopefully they learned it. Yeah, hopefully they learned it. I want to add another example as well for our viewers. So if you guys remember Sachin Tendulkar, when he got out playing cover drive in Australia, in one of the innings, the next innings, he got out like 3-4 times in that series by playing cover drive. In Sydney Test, he did not play one cover drive, and he scored 200, I think, that Test match. He said, no, I am not playing the cover drive, because at the moment, that is my minus point. Because if I ever play, I'm getting out. So I don't want to play a cover drive. In whole innings, the guy did not play cover drive. So this is where you need application. This is where you need...
That's smart.
Yeah, that's smart.
Remember, adaptable. That's being adaptable, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, so on to
the next game, next Test. What's our hopes?
I'm positive. I'm always positive about India, but I don't know, because if you're playing all rounders, then unfortunately, I think there could be. I don't think it will be a draw.
You think Gill as well?
Yeah, especially Gill out as well. If he's out, I think it's going to be very hard for India to come back. And unfortunately, it's a 2-match series. I wish it was 3-match series. I wish we did not play one-day internationals with South Africa, and should have put one more Test match in here to make a really nice series. Actual series we call it. But I don't know. I think South Africa gonna win this one, and because Gill is out, Sudarshan will be back, and we will have a lot of left-handers as well. And I don't know, guys. I don't have a good feeling about this, but hope I'm wrong. Guys,
it's not a good Sunday for our fellow Rohit.
For me.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
I feel sad. Somebody send him some mithai, give him some laddus, gulab
Very
jamun
much
to
okay.
sweeten him. But I might have to also kind of agree with the notion that I don't have any faith in this India side at this current moment in time. It does not look good. I think it's just all over the place right now. South Africa kind of look at, they know like how to win. You know, they've got a good captain, they've got a good all-rounded squad, and depending on the toss, honestly, you know what, it just honestly depends on the toss and if the pitch is suited for batting first or bowling first. So I want to say South Africa actually might get this, and it's going to compound a 2-0 loss to India, unfortunately.
I'm unfortunately with you both. I'm not too. I have faith in the side because I always have faith. You know, whether it's blind faith or not,
Yeah.
there's always that optimism. But I think the loss of Gill as as captain, and also his batting, which he's been in imperious form in the test arena, test format anyway. I think that's going to be a big hole to fill, along with the experimentation. Anyway, at the end of the day, like you wrote, I hope I'm proven wrong. Let's just see what Gautam can do, and then we can dissect the game after.
Yeah, only one team, I believe, who can come back is India. So, guys, prove us wrong. All three of us go and win that game.
That's it.
Come on, Jai Hind.
Show us what
Jai
you can
Hind.
do. That's
Yep.
it.
Like they did it over.
I saw. I mean, it's quickly. I read a quote today. It said Lord Krishna said, even if there's 1% of chance of victory, or I think it was victories, you keep fighting, basically.
That's what Australians did. They never let it go. They never believed till the last.
This is not 1%. There's plenty of chance. The game hasn't started, but you still have that fight, and that's what winners have. Winners' mentalities, they never give up, do they? Right? It's a very depressing, morbid podcast from us, isn't it? Unfortunately, but hopefully we'll be in perkier moods the next time. But if our predictions are right, then it won't be. I think it'll be even more morbid. But anyway, let's see. As with life, you just never know, do you? Anyway, thanks for listening. Please do subscribe, drop your comments in, and try and cheer us up, even if it's to tell us off for being so boring and depressing. Until the next time.
And let us know what you think of Ajay's mic.
Is it a keeper? Let's have a look.